Welcome ladies, gentlemen and variations thereof. Today I'm going to attempt to generate a character using the new Traveller 5 rule set. Now while many of you are probably already familiar with other versions of Traveller, for the sake of this exercise I'll assume you are relatively new. First we must determine a homeworld. There are a number of options to do this. It can be chosen by the player and or referee, it can be rolled for from a list, or the basic details of a homeworld can be obtained from system generation, the actual world to be determined later. Since this is going to be a simple video, we don't want to get sidetracked. System generation is a topic for another day. So we're going to pick from the list on page 82 of the core rules book. For this we will need to roll a die twice and consult a 6x6 grid. The value of 9 points to Pax Rulin. Pax Rulin is a cold, small, poor subsector capital in Hex 2204 of the Trojan Reach sector. For character generation, we need to note the trait codes. Pax Rulin is listed as Ice-capped, Vacuum, Low Population, Capital. Before going any further, we should also note the 12 default skills listed on page 142 and 143. These are skills that all characters have, even if only at level 0. In addition to the default skills, characters gain skills based on their homeworld's trait codes. There is a list of what those are on page 81. Pax Rulin, as we already noticed, had 4 trait codes. Characters from Ice-Cap worlds gain a level of Vac Suit skill by their 18th birthday. Characters from Vacuum worlds also gain a level of Vac Suit skill by their 18th birthday. Characters from Low Population worlds gain a level of Flyer, and characters from Capitals gain a level of Admin skill. Page 144 indicates that Flyer skill contains a number of knowledges. This is substituted for the skill itself in accordance with the table at the bottom of page 144. Given the homeworld, Grav Flyer seems most appropriate. In summary, the skills are Vac-Suit 2, Admin 1, Grav Flyer 1, plus the remaining default 0 level skills. Note that the Vac-Suit skills stack. This might seem counterintuitive. Next, we generate the characteristics or attributes. Like most games, Traveller characters have 6 characteristics, but what is a little unusual is that, in Traveller 5, what characteristics are used varies from race to race. This is covered on page 59. There's a whole chapter on creating Sophons or alien races, but for today we're sticking with humans. The human genetic profile is STEIES. What that means is, the first characteristic is strength, the second is dexterity, then endurance, intelligence, education, and social standing. Technically there are 2 other characteristics, sanity and psionics, but we're not going to use them here. Each human characteristic is generated with 2 dice. Some aliens will use a different number of dice. Note that 10 is represented by the letter A, 11 by a B, 12 by C, and so on, according to the E-Hex section on page 34. The final UPP, or Universal Personality Profile, is A69747. By noting the first column only, we get a genetic code for the character. This does not apply to C5 and C6, so we just record an X in both cases. Should we ever want to clone this character, we merely roll the second die. There is an optional chapter in the core rules book on genetics that can expand on this greatly, but we won't bother with that today. From the tables on page 66 we can see that this character is strong, has above average endurance, and despite ordinary intelligence and a middle class background is a high school dropout. Education and training. Before considering college or trade schools, there is a program on page 71 called ED5, or possibly Ed5. Its purpose is to raise those with a low education to a minimum acceptable level. There are a few training options open to those who have so far failed the educational basics. It takes no time to complete, we could be talking about a summer school and or home tutoring. To pass ED5 is a check against intelligence. A standard check is 2 die for less than or equal to the assets, in this case the intelligence. In this case the check fails, so the character's education remains unchanged. That's it for education and training. Now it's time to choose a career. Looking over the prerequisites of various careers, soldier seems a good option. This is covered on page 90. To see if our character's application to join the army is accepted is a strength check. Yes, just. We have to select a branch. Given the grab flyer skill, we choose cavalry, and note for later the mod of 1. Without commission, the starting rank is S1, or private. A private in the army automatically gets 1 level of fighter skill. Just as with the flyer skill, page 144 indicates a substitution. Since this is effectively basic training, we choose slug thrower, which covers combat rifles and sidearms. Note we will keep the original default skill of Fighter 0 as this covers brawling and unarmed combat. To add a little detail, we want to pick a unit that this character is initially assigned to. This is covered in page 103. We roll flux die, 1 die minus another. Result of -1 gives us something lift cavalry squadron. Randomly generating a 3-digit number gives us the 144th lift cavalry squadron. Careers are built up over a number of terms. This will be the first term. Terms are made up of 4 years. Unfortunately, there were some mistakes in the Traveller 5 core rules book. At this time, an errata is being compiled, which is available as a free download from the Citizens of the Imperium website. Here on the right is the corrected operations table for cavalry. For each year, we roll on the operations table and note the result. The mod for the term is the max of all the yearly mods. The chance of anything going wrong during the term is determined by a risk check, 2 die plus the branch and term mods being less than or equal to a characteristic. There are 4 characteristics to choose from, but only one can be used each term, and the same characteristic cannot be used for more than 1 term until all the others have been used. In other words, we can't use the same characteristic a second time until term 5. The characteristic is called the term's controlling characteristic. In this case, the mods are 1 for the cavalry branch and 2 for the term. As C1, strength, is the highest, it makes sense to pick this one first. The risk check is made, nothing bad happens. The same check is made again to check for rewards. Since this is still term 1, we continue to use the same controlling characteristic. The reward check succeeds. One reward is a medal, and this is covered on page 109. The reward roll, before mods were applied, is subtracted from the controlling attribute. Again, since we are still in term 1, this is still C1. Looking at 3 on page 109, we see this medal is an MCUF, Meritorious Conduct Under Fire. If 1 or more of the years was combat or mission, there's also a combat ribbon awarded. There were 3 years on mission, so yes. More details about the combat ribbon can be found by rolling flux dice on page 103. The result -1 gives us the defense of somewhere. Any world will do, but a quick check on page 82 gives us your button. Dome cities beneath an insidious atmosphere. Next we make a social standing check to see if a commission was earned. The check roll failed. Then we check dexterity to see if a promotion was earned. The check roll failed. A soldier is eligible for 1 skill per year. The skill roll is 1 die on the table appropriate to the operation. So for the first term, our character learned computer, hostile environment and 2 levels of liaison. By happy coincidence, hostile environment fits nicely with the world of your band. Additionally, checking on page 144, there is 1 level of career knowledge per term. To see if a character progresses through a second term, you must make a standard check against the value of 7. This check failed. The character is being forced to muster out after just 1 term. Given such a short service, 1 term, there will be only 1 mustering out roll. By choosing the cash table, the character won't be completely destitute at the start of the game. 25,000 credits. It could be worse. There are 2 other skills and knowledges that we've neglected until now. First is language. The character should be fluent in their native tongue to a level equal to intelligence or education, whichever is higher. Note this is education, not any other C5 characteristic. The common tongue on many Imperial worlds, like Paxrulian, is Anglic. World knowledge is based on number of terms spent there, but fades over time. Our character knows 2 worlds, his home world and the world he served on. Our character is a 22-year-old human from Paxrulian, a high school dropout who served 1 term in the Imperial Army, 144th Lift Cavalry Squadron, on your band, earning a medal and a combat ribbon. Still to be determined is gender, name, date of birth, and any backstory the player and referee agree to. Thanks for watching.